Vampire Hunters 3 has a very big catalogue of different songs, so I thought it would be cool to rank all of them. You can find all of the songs on Zack Attack's official SoundCloud. Link to that will be in the description below if you want to listen to any of these songs or any of the other things that Zack has made. I will also put the YouTube playlist of VH3 songs in the description below, but that will not have every single song on here, just be wary of that. I've got a tier list of all of the songs here. We're going to be doing every single song in the game. Maybe we'll skip through some of the map intros and some of the opening themes, but apart from that, we're going to be doing pretty much every single music piece in here. So let's get a start with the Vampire Hunters 3 soundtrack theme extended. Yeah, I do think that this piece fits the game very well. It does have the theme of just VH3 in it a lot. It feels like it fits the game very well, and you know, it is a bit much for a menu, some would argue, but I think that it works. I would say that the opening theme is an absolute banger. It's very, very good. I think you can definitely see that this one, it's a lot less extremely exciting and like upbeat sort of, and lots of stuff. It's more simple and more sort of fitting of menu and a bit more sort of flat. I don't mean these as like a bad way of like describing the song. It's just like less energetic sort of, I'd say. Like if we were ranking this just based on how good the music is, I'd say that the other theme is better, but this one as an actual menu theme, maybe better. I'm not sure. It's very interesting. I think that the second one is a very good tune. I've made my own decision. I think that the newer one is better, but I think that this other one has the argument to be made that these two could be swapped around. But I'm ranking these not only on how good I think they sound, but how well they actually work for how they're used in the game. Because otherwise I think it's a bit unfair, because for example, all the map intros, obviously they don't, they're not as like great tunes as the other ones. They're not really complete music. Like it's more of just an intro, which is what it is. So I think it's a bit unfair to just rank it based on pure sound and more so on how it's used. But if you want to do it just based on pure how it sounds, then you can go to the link in the description below and make your own tier list with this over there. But forget that. I'm gonna go to ending 1, Black Caffiene. I think that the piano really shines in this song. I think that other songs in this playlist have also used piano quite a bit. I feel like this one, at least to what I remember of this soundtrack, is the one that uses it the best. I absolutely love the usage of it in this one. And this was my favourite intro back in the day. Like in beta, I sort of had this own soundtrack tier list of all them, and I thought that this was the best one. We'll see if that holds up though, because I haven't reviewed the music for a long time. Believe it or not, I actually played this game with the audio off, as sad as it is to miss out on all of these songs in the game. In between whatever, just in like editing videos, it is so bad to have the in-game music on while trying to run my own music in the background and whatever, because it just overlaps and you've got two sets of music playing at once and it just does not work. So I haven't actually listened to a lot of these tracks for a long time, I'm gonna be serious. Anyways, I think I'm gonna put Black Caffiene. It's gotta be S tier, absolute banger. It's very good. One of my favorites, I'd say. This one is very interesting. I feel like as a ending theme, it fits very well as a ending off to a round, starting of the next one, but there's a couple things with it. One, it feels a bit less energetic than Black Caffiene and a bit less exciting. Not to say that it's bad, because I think that this is definitely still a good piece of music. I think this is deserving of nice song. It's a nice song. It's not bad. Of course, most of these are going to be still good. I still think that all of these are good. I want to reiterate this. I'm not like taking the pick at Zack Attack, calling their music bad. This isn't that. This is just my tier list of it. I think that this one, once again, it serves well as an ending, first of all, and the sort of like, meow, I don't know what to call it. I'm just gonna say that. I think that that fits into just like the theme of Vampire Hunters 3. It's a very Vampire Hunters 3 sounding sound. If you know what I mean. It just sounds a lot like Vampire Hunters 3. I don't know how to describe it better than that. Pretty good. More energetic than the last one. I like that too. This one is probably a very good tune. I put in a very good tune. This one is also another very interesting one. It is more or less sort of copy with a couple of changes from the VH3 menu theme, but it's being used as an ending here. The ending feels very energetic and such. I'm not sure if I like it as an ending though. I feel like it doesn't really fit that much as an ending of like a round, and more so fits as the menu theme as what it is meant to be. I think this one's, it's not bad. I think it's alright. It feels a bit harsh putting it all the way down here, but even though like I was saying like the other one wasn't as energetic, this one, while it is energetic towards the end, it is also not really, it doesn't feel right, you know, it feels a bit off, I would say. Anyway, we've got Synattanth next, and this is the complete version, and this is ending 5. The way it builds up as, like, you know, the results screen shows and then the MVP screen, it shows it's building up the music, and then it like flashes the MVP and it has like the big part of the song. I think that's very, very cool. And the sort of background sort of sound, I'm not sure how to describe it, sort of like almost white noise sort of sound going in the background. It's a very interesting decision, but I think that it works very well in the song. And then it has this kind of build up here in the middle of the song, or rather like the quarter of the way through the song, where it slowly builds up to the chorus. I'm gonna call it in this video, I decided, the sort of main tune of the song. So it's more or less like an ending, but like with an extra part where it builds up for the second time, which first of all I think it's nice that even though like the entire second and third part of the song isn't used in the actual game anyway, it's still very cool that there's an extra part, because they could have really like cut off the part here and just made this the ending of the soundtrack, but they just went on and beyond to make a full out piece of music on this one, which I think is very good. And the slow build back up into the main chorus of the song again is also very nice. And it's got some nice sort of piano sounding parts too, so of course I like piano, so I'd say that's pretty nice. This song completely fits the game, you know, after like getting a really, really cool clutch or something, like you were the last survivor left, it sort of feels like, you know, you've won, but like all your teammates are dead. So it's sort of like happy finish, but like there's something missing. That's sort of what vibe this song gives off to me. And I think that's really cool how most of the other ones haven't really made me feel too much, but this one like feels like it's very impactful and powerful. This outro fits the game so well. I might order these. I think I'm gonna order it like that. Yeah, that's my favorite one, I'd say. So far. This one is absolutely amazing. If you want to listen to the rest of this, of course, link in the description. I'm going to keep saying this. Please support Zack Attack. I don't want to take credit for this stuff because they're the person who made all this music. Anyways, Unstable, ending 6. Another song that's very fitting for ending song, I would say, first of all. I like how the image is somebody with like the head turned 90 degrees. It kind of fits the name of the song being unstable. As well as just the tune itself feels a bit unstable with the interesting sort of sounds. I don't know how to replicate that sound. I'm not gonna try. It's an alright song, like music wise it's not bad, it's not amazing, but as an outro song and fitting the theme of the game, I would say that it does good. So I'll put it in a nice song. Not my favourite, but not bad too. I think that the tune itself is pretty alright. It's a bit repetitive having it go on for like a minute of just this. It feels a bit the same. Second of all, the way it sort of fades out but then just comes back in. I think that it works pretty decently, but like as an ending you kind of expect it to, you know, be the ending of the tune, but it's not, and it just keeps going and then it keeps going again. And it's, I don't know if it really fits the theme of an ending when it's like that. I don't know. I think that this is the first one that goes into not great. It's just, I'm not a big fan of the way that this song is used and the way the song dips in and out and the repetitiveness. It's okay, but it's not great. Vampire Mafia, it's okay. It's an okay ending. It's not great. Pretty good tune in here, I would say. Very good. First of all, fits the theme of an ending song very well, I would say. The different instruments coming in here, once again, don't know what instruments they are, but the way that they come in and come out is very nice in the song. I sort of like the very low, heavy guitar in the background. I feel like it gives an extra bit to it, a bit of extra sound, you know. Whereas I feel like some of the other songs, a couple of them have felt like there's a bit something missing, a bit of just like there's not that much energy, and then something like this background low guitar like adds a lot to it actually, and it also helps out with making it feel like a Vampire Odyssey song. Now I did just say that the dipping out and then coming back in was kind of annoying. This song I don't mind the dipping out and coming back in as much because one, it's not repetitive, it's a sort of outro that comes into the ending of this song. I'm not sure why this song even has this, because once again, you only really hear the first minute of these songs, and then after the first minute mark you won't really be able to hear the rest of it because the next round will start up. I'm not sure, it doesn't really matter that much to be honest about these ones, whereas the other one song dipped out and in, like you would hear that once or twice in the intermission stages and it would just be like, why? This one it doesn't matter as much, but still it's kind of weird. I'll put this in very good tune. I think this is a nice one. That goes in the top of very good tune. Anyways, Egregious Odyssey, is that how you say this? Egregious. No, it's Egregious. Is that right? I don't know. I think that as a song in VH3, this works. As an ending, this works. And I think that the background sounds are quite interesting and I like most of them. And for the main sound of this song and the main sort of tune and rhythm of it, I dislike. And I'm not sure why exactly, nor am I sure how to describe it, but like something about it I just don't like. I think that it sounds a bit weird and silly. It's alright. I think that everything with the song is good apart from the main like sort of instrument and its tune and sort of rhythm that it goes through. I think that this is one of the most VH3 sounding tracks that we've had so far. I know I keep describing it as VH3 themed, but it just feels like, you know, Vampire Odyssey, it feels like it fits the game extremely well. also fits the role of being an ending song extremely well. The song itself is pretty good, and I'd say that that outro adds a lot to it too. Not too much to say about this one, honestly. I just think that this is a very good one. I like this one a lot. Vampires of the Fjords? Fjords? I'm assuming it's Fjords. This is ending 11. This is a very interesting song. I am not very familiar with this one. I haven't heard this ending too many times, and I don't think I've ever actually listened to the whole of this, or at least not recently, because I do not remember this one very much. It is just extremely fast, where it's just like too over the top fast, and it doesn't really have any ramp up. Like, it tries to ramp up, you can sort of feel how it's like ramping up slightly, but it's already like starting so high that like little ramp up part where it gets even more fast and a bit more like crazy and energetic doesn't really feel that special or big, and it more so just feels like a lot and you're sort of overwhelmed with like all this stuff. And then it dies down and you get into the middle section, and it has a very nice piano section, and it's very emotional. It's very interesting, but it's very nice music. I don't know how to describe this well. It's just very calm and peaceful, and then it has a slow build up again where you come up to the end of the song, and while yes, I feel like it's still over the top and a bit crazy at the end of the song, but at least like it had the build up and it feels a bit more special at the end of the song than it did at the start of the song, this sort of chorus part, because it actually had the build up and it had the sort of slow rise to the crazy part, and I feel like it's more tolerable, the crazy part at the end of the song. Not that it matters, because once again, this is another one of those songs that you only hear the first minute of it, and the extra 2 minutes are just a bonus for anybody who's listening to this on SoundCloud, or for me who's considering maybe do I want to put this in one of my videos. And it's a very interesting tune. Does it fit VH3? I think mildly. I think that if it started from around the middle, around like where that piano section is about to end, and then it builds up to that crazy part, then I feel like it would fit in the game a lot more at that point. But as it stands, I don't think it's like that. I think it starts at the start where it's all crazy and stuff, which doesn't fit an ending too much. I mean, it fits kind of, but it's a bit too over the top, as I've said multiple times already. It's a very interesting tune. I love the middle part and I despise the start, and the ending is okay. I'm gonna put it in nice song, in the top of nice song, because I liked it a lot, that middle part, and I think that brought it up a ton, even though the actual part that's in the game isn't that great. Interesting. So the song's sort of broken up into 4 parts. You have the main part at the intro, which is the part that you would normally hear in the game. This is another one of those songs that go on for 3 minutes, so the second, third and fourth parts you don't really hear inside of the game ever. So this is another one of those songs that just go overachieve for the sake of overachieving for the SoundCloud listeners. The third part is just pretty much the same as the first part, so I haven't got much to say about that other than what I have to say for the first part, which is that it's pretty alright. It fits VH3 decently, it fits an ending theme, kind of, yeah, kind of works as an ending theme. Not the best, but not the worst either. I'd say that it's pretty alright. The middle part, I would say that it's also pretty mediocre. There's not too much to say about it. It's calmer sort of part of the song. Doesn't even really build up. It's just sort of like an interlude almost between the 2 different chorus sections that the song has. And then you have the fourth part, which is sort of a weird ending that's just pasted on the end. Like, you think the song is over after you've heard the chorus for the second time, and randomly it just comes back up again, and you're like, oh, it's got like a third chorus coming maybe, or something like that. Nope, and then it dies down. But then it comes back again, and you're like, oh, okay, is this like gonna repeat over and over again or something? Is this like a repeated thing that's gonna do this and then build up? And no, this song just ends after that. It feels like this is sort of an ending that was like pasted on, like they just sticky taped it on the end just for the sake of it. Like, Zach made this little tune here that's like 20 seconds long or something, and they're like, oh yeah, I may as well chuck it on the end. Whereas really this probably would have bit on like a different new song that they could have made, or like an intro for something else or something, I don't know. doesn't really work on this song, I don't think. It's alright, there's definitely nothing special about this one, sadly, I don't think. I think it's really, really just middle of the road. Nothing particularly good to say about it, nothing particularly bad to say about it, it's just a song. Now we're onto The Chase, which is the music that plays while you're doing hide and eat. And I think this also plays during, what is it, Rogue Hunter? Does it play during that? I'm not actually sure if it does or not. I think that this is a very fitting track. Not only does it fit the game, it fits the game mode that it's being played in. This is the first track that plays in the background that was made, and I think that does a great job at like creating a sort of scary, suspenseful situation where you're hiding or you're like running around or you're being chased or whatever, and it helps with the suspense of, am I gonna get caught? Are they behind me? Or if you have the text on your screen saying the vampire's close, it's like bringing up that suspense of that. Obviously, like pure music standpoint, it doesn't like you wouldn't put this on Spotify or whatever to like listen to. Not that I do that for any of these other songs, but like if these were, then you know, this one you wouldn't do that with. But like in terms of the actual game, I'd say that this is a very good tune. Fits the game very well and fits the usage of this very well. Next up we have the Intercept music, which actually is not in the game anymore because Intercept doesn't exist anymore. You've got two different sections, one is planting the bomb and one is retreating, which were the two different stages that this game mode had. For those who don't know, this was a game mode where you had to plant a bomb on a portal to the vampire universe, which kept spawning in these AI vampires. So everybody had a gun and they had to run and plant a bomb on that place and get out of there after they plant the bomb. So you've got the first section of the song, which is sort of a suspenseful song, and then you have the second part, which really helps add on suspense of you have to get out of there, the bomb's gonna go off, you need to run away, you need to get to the helicopter, and the bomb's about to go off. It's like the ending of the tune is like very, very fast. I think that it fits this game mode very well, it fits the game pretty well. There is only one issue with this, which albeit isn't really a problem with the song itself and more so of the game mode itself. It is extremely loud. You have the sound effects of all of the guns going off at the same time because everybody has a gun. There's going to be 10 guns going off at the same time. There's going to be all the vampires getting hurt, all the sounds of like bullets and whatever. There's going to be the sounds of the portal making sounds because the portal does that. And there's also the sound effects of like the bomb. Very hard to notice the music going on when there's so much other stuff happening in this game mode too. Hope this game mode gets brought back with those audio bugs fixed. Like I said, not really a fault to the game mode itself. I think that this one fits the mode a lot. I'm going to put it here in very good tune. I think it's about there. Okay, the Battle Royale soundtrack. And I think for this game mode, this song fits very well. It's sort of a background music track without too much crazy stuff going on. Like the Intercept music, it was very good, but like you couldn't really hear it much and you're too focused on the game itself to really pay attention to all the different elements of that music. Whereas this one is a lot more simple and it works a lot better in the background. Build up the suspense or the excitement that is happening whilst being in a crazy battle royale with a ton of other people fighting over the bare bones equipment that was scattered around the map and the unbalanced guns and whatever. Well, it doesn't fit VH3 entirely, and in fact Battle Royale itself didn't really fit VH3 that well either. I'd say that this is a nice song. It works, you know, it did a good job at doing what it did, but it has since retired from being a song in VH3. Wow, all I can say is wow. I don't think I've properly listened to this tune before. or at least not in a while. First of all, the usage of this song fits the game mode quite well, I would say. For those who don't know, Lockdown was a game mode where you had to fight off all these AI vampires from attacking a base and breaking open a coffin. The coffin had Vlad the Impaler inside. You obviously didn't want that because if he gets released then he kills you all. You had to all set up barricades and stuff to defend the coffin from all these AI vampires. And the theme of this song helps so well with building up the suspense and the action that happens. Horrifying, but also like there's action happening at the same time, and this song encapsulates that perfectly. And it builds up more and more over time as more and more vampires start building up, because at the start it is very quiet, there's not too many vampires about, and then slowly over time just there keeps being more and more spawning, and you start getting overwhelmed and it starts getting crazy and the music starts going up more and more and more, and then you get up to like the last little bit of the song and it dips down a bit and it becomes a lot less suspenseful. But this is as the timer is about to run out, because in this game mode all you had to do to win is wait for the timer to run out, and if you were all still alive by the time that the time ran out, then you would just win. So when there's about 30 seconds left in the song or so, it dips down and then it has this quick build up to the end of the song and to the end of the match, in fact, which adds on to that extra suspense of, are we going to be able to defend the coffin for the last 30 seconds? There's so many vampires all over the map, how are we going to deal with all this? But I think this goes an absolute banger because it works so well in the way that this song is used. Like, I did not expect this song to be so good, to be honest. I was expecting the songs for Intercept and Lockdown to be extremely boring, but this is actually very, very nice. Okay, so this song, I think it fits the Juggernaught game mode very well. It's sort of a remix of the menu theme as we've seen multiple times before in this soundtrack, but it works well as a sort of fast-paced and exciting soundtrack for the Juggernaught mode. The only concern that I have with this song is that it's only 2 minutes long, and Juggernaught usually lasts for longer than 2 minutes, so I feel like this soundtrack probably dies down before you even finish the round, so then it would just sort of be quiet. This song isn't actually in the game as of right now, so I don't actually know if that is true or not, but that's what I'm concerned about. I'm gonna put this one on nice song. There's nothing particularly amazing or crazy about it, but it's good. I mean, it's the map intro, what can I say about it? It's very uninteresting. It's alright, it's a map intro, it's not meant to be anything special, you know? Since it's just the default one with no theme. It's just meant for like Manor and House, the just generic maps with no real theme. This one definitely gets the theme of Hotel Japan a lot more than just the default map intro, of course, because it's actually themed for a specific map. So first of all, it just sounds better in my opinion, and second of all, I just like the theme of it more. So I can go at the top of It's Alright. This one, once again, it has a very industrial theme. It does fit the map very well, I think, because Future Lab, it does feel very futuristic and whatever. Put that at the bottom of my song. Not bad at all. I think that the flute is an interesting choice, but I feel like one other instrument would have made this very, very good map intro, but it feels kind of like not much but a little flute happening in this one. It's not bad, I still like it more than the default one, which is just literally nothing. Put it like that. This one is not in the game right now, this is the Club Cathedral one, or however you say it. Definitely has the cathedral theme in it once again, uses that quite well. I'll put that just below Hotel Japan. Very interesting. It's sort of got a peaceful theme to it, which fits the Nightfall in theme. I think that this one, it's pretty decent. It doesn't have that strong of a theme like the other ones do. You know, the Future Labs or Hotel Japan, whatever, they have a very strong theme to it. This one's more of just a generic one, but sort of like going for a peaceful, chill, sort of in vibe, you know? I feel like the flutes and the synth drums really add on to the theme of this being an Australian outback sort of map. I feel like maybe a didgeridoo or something would have added even more to it, but that it doesn't matter. It's still good, and it still portrays the theme of this is a very Australian map. The time running out music, it adds so much drama and just intensity to the end of every round. You know, whether it be you're hiding and you're like on 10 HP and wondering if the vampire's gonna find you or not, or if it's a very dramatic moment where you're being chased by the vampire and you're wondering if you're gonna survive to the end of the time running out or not. This track just adds a lot to the suspense at every single round end. Next up we have the map intros. I'm just gonna rank all of these all at once because they are more or less very, very similar. Okay, so the round intro 1 and 2, they are more or less just normal, exciting intros to every single round, which makes sense. Number 3, I feel like, is a bit of a letdown. It's kind of got this random background instrument. It's like almost like a lighter cymbal clashing or something like that. I don't feel like that really adds much, and it more so takes away because it feels just out of place in that song. But in the special round 1, I feel like that really conveys the theme of it's a special round, it's got some weird stuff going on, it's got the wacky sounds in it. I think that the map intros are pretty good. Put that at near the top of nice song. This stuff definitely does feel like a track that doesn't have much going on. It's just sort of background music that's just there to fill the nothing that is happening currently when you're just sitting there in the lobby waiting for somebody else to join your game. I think that works well in the way that it is used, but also the build-up I like a lot. It doesn't really make sense for this song to be anything else than a waiting theme, but just the fact that it just has other stuff going on, such as the guitar that builds up in the background, I like a lot. It's just a nice track to have in the background. I like it a lot. I put it at the bottom of a very good tune. I just realised I forgot to rank the time running out music. I'm going to put the time running out around the middle of very good tune. Okay, so this is another one of those tracks that loop in the background all the time. This one, I feel like it fits in the firing range quite a bit. It's just very chill music that's not got too much going on, but that's for a good reason. You're gonna have guns firing the whole time when this track's playing, so you're not gonna be able to listen to it much anyway. It just serves as good background music while you're testing out a gun that you don't pay too much attention to, but it's nice to have at least some audio there playing, and it fits well for when you're testing out a gun. Not too much to say about it, it's nothing crazy, it just has a nice background track. I'd say it's nice. Yeah, here's the final tier list here. Only one song that I thought was not great, but even so, like, most of them I think are pretty good. I was not expecting to like the Lockdown track so much. It was a shame that Vampire Mafia was so just, like, mediocre, but, you know, it's just my opinion, and if you have your other opinions about this, then oh well, you can go to the link in the description, make your own one there. Of course, as I keep saying, check out Zach's SoundCloud. They made all this music, I don't deserve any of the credit for it. Go listen to Zach's music on SoundCloud or on their YouTube channel. Anyways, I think that's all that I have to say. Join my Discord server, another link in the description for me to chuck in there.